I know it is going to be difficult to speak about your success, especially when your success story is different from other stories. I didn't travel 20 kilometers to go to school. There was no river in my village which I had to swim across to go to the school. And fortunately, there was electricity at our home, so I didn't study under the candlelight. This is something which you listen in majority of the success stories, that a person struggled a lot for completing his education. My story is a bit different story. I didn't struggle that much in my early schooling, but I did utilize the available resources in best way. So my story is about how to utilize your available resources at max. I was born to a middle class family. Both of my parents were teachers, and both of them, they were very strict. Strict in the sense that there was a huge check and balance that what I am doing, if I am studying or not. It's mean that there were no sports, not many friends, but only books. When I completed my school, I got very good marks in my school. I completed my college, but I couldn't get admission to a medical school. Why medical school? In the country from where I belong, doctor is someone which is considered that is a person who steals your salary. What does it mean? It means that the salaried people, the people who get their salaries, they calculate their budget. They calculate how much they are going to spend for buying groceries, how much they are going to spend for the tuition fees of their children, how much they are going to spend on clothing and other things. But their budget disturbs when someone in the family gets ill. And when someone in the family gets sick, they have to pay a huge amount of money to the doctor. So the doctor is someone which is considered as a very rich person in our middle class families. Like all middle class families, my parents also had a dream that I should become a doctor. After completing my college, I couldn't get admission into a state medical school, and my parents had only two options. One option was to get me admission into a private medical college which costed a huge amount of money, and the second option was to send me abroad. So me and my sister, both of us, we were sent abroad to another country. So we landed into Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan was a completely different country, out of context, out of nowhere, in the sense that the people were different, they spoke a different language, and the whole overall architecture of the city was completely different from the city where I was born. So there were two options. One was to compromise what I had, get a medical degree, come back and become a good doctor, supposedly. And the other option was to think something different and to do something different, because there were 300 students in my class and all of them were there to become doctors. And definitely I did not want to become one of these doctors. So I thought about doing something different. What I did, after the third year, I got admission as a part-time student in another university and started studying another degree. So in the morning, I was studying medicine. In the evening, I was studying finance. And then this was not enough for me. I started learning a foreign language. Because at a very early stage, I realized that foreign language is going to benefit me in future. So in the morning, I was studying medicine. In the evening, I was studying finance. And at night, I was taking language courses. This is how I graduated with 2 degrees. And again, I got admission into 2 degrees and started studying 2 degrees simultaneously. I realized that these small things which I am doing will be challenged. And they were challenged by other people. People laughed at me that why you are doing so many different things. But I felt in the core of my heart that this multidisciplinary education will definitely benefit me in the long run. So after some time, I actually started feeling benefit of this. The people didn't understand some of the subjects and concepts which I could understand because of my background in humanities, social sciences, and applied sciences. And this is something which I utilized for my own benefit. So after completing 4, 5, 6 degrees, the difficult task was to select a career. And first of all, this didn't come from nowhere. It costed me a lot. It costed me finances. It also costed me emotions. Because when I was studying, I had a chance to participate in someone's wedding who was very close to me, but I couldn't. So many babies were born, but we couldn't see them just because we were in another city or in another country. My grandparents died, and I couldn't attend their funeral just because I was in another country. So there were not only finances, there were emotional costs and psychic costs as well. But fortunately, I started getting good jobs offers, and today I am standing here in front of you as a professor in your university. So what makes someone successful? If I consider myself as a successful person or not, I think I am a successful person because I am surrounded by excellent students like you. I work with brilliant colleagues, like some of them are sitting here, and I have my parents and my wife with me. So what are my formulas to become a successful student? My first formula to become a successful student is to take baby steps. What does it mean by to take baby steps? Baby steps means make your goals small but achievable. What does it mean? It means that don't aim something big. You can have an image in your mind that you want to become this, but to achieve that aim, try to take baby steps. So when you take first baby step, you achieve something, you get motivation. And after getting motivation, you get more motivation to do something else, and then you can take another baby steps. Based on these baby steps, one day you will achieve your goal. So this is my first formula, to aim something small and achievable and get motivation out of it. Second formula is to have good networking and marketing. What does it mean by networking and marketing? Networking means you should have good friends everywhere. So try to participate in all the conferences, seminars, symposiums, trainings, whatever is available in your city, and make good friends there. There might be some people who are interested in sports, but I was interested in co-curricular activities like conferences, seminars, Model UN, debate competitions, and from there I got very good friends with whom I am still a friend. And also marketing is very important. Marketing means you should make yourself sellable. This is something which you write on your cover letter or motivational letter, that why someone should hire you or why someone should give you admission. So marketing and networking is very important for your academic and professional career. And the third formula is to study everything. To study everything without discrimination. Don't think that you are a law student and that's why you should study only law. Law is everywhere. Philosophy is everywhere. Academia is becoming multidisciplinary. Academia is becoming interconnected. So study everything without discrimination. If there is a conference, seminar, or symposium not directly related to your major, go and attend this and see what those people are doing and which elements or which points can be helpful in your major. And next is to do the charity of your intellect. What does it mean by charity of your intellect? When you learn something, when you feel that you are master of something, try to share it with others for free. This is called as doing charity of your intellect. Do share your knowledge with your peers, with your colleagues, with other students, and with other people without thinking of getting any reward. But believe me, you will get a reward. There is not a problem for a company to produce an entry-level job for you. So just go to the companies and offer them your services for free. show them the sample of your work for free, and definitely they will hire you if you will be able to impress them. So do charity of your intellect. And finally, don't be afraid of flipping and switching. What does it mean? It means that don't stick to one profession or one career. If you think that this career or this subject is draining you, just try to move up, try to flip, and try to switch to another career. And the first career will not be the waste of your time. It will be beneficial for you in the long run. For example, after completing my medical education, I didn't practice medicine, but I was in touch with medical professionals, and I tried to keep myself up to date what is happening in the field of medicine. Last year, when I was in Uzbekistan, I heard the news that Uzbekistan need medical doctors because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So I wrote to the president of Uzbekistan and requested him and offered my services as a medical doctor to the Uzbek people. And fortunately, I was included by the Ministry of Health into the reserve force of doctors which should be deployed in the case of emergency. So the point which I am trying to make is that whatever you will study, it will benefit you in the long run. Small steps will become a big output in future. And don't be afraid to challenge yourself, don't be afraid to think differently, and don't be afraid to switch and flip your careers if you are not satisfied with this career. Thank you very much.